some of the things that I wanted to tell us is, for certain reasons, I am yet to see people who are actually as, I wouldn't want to use the word lazy, so that I wouldn't become another Buhari who said Nigerian youths are lazy. But invariably, laziness is in the head. Many of those things we call hardworking is actually some evidences of laziness. I don't know how to explain this so that some people wouldn't misinterpret it and use it a kind of a stepping stone or an opportunity to say what I've not really said. Laziness is not always about lying down and sleep. There are some good lying down and sleeping that are more industrious than some of the physical hardworking and industrious jobs that we claim to be doing, that actually in some reasonable amount of explanation are defined as laziness. Yes. I don't want to start giving for instance. Many of us know the instances already. But having said this, I want to tell us that why we are not lazy and why the Spirit of God will not allow us to be lazy. But Nigerians, among our youth, we are not good in research. We are not good in research or in researching. I think this word is more comfortable than somebody just waking up and said that we are lazy. No, we are not. And the Spirit of God wouldn't allow us to be. But we are too poor in researching. For instance, why I've said this is because it's not all of us that we have a desktop, a laptop, or even an iPhone. Not to talk of good ones or qualitative type of them. But having said that, I want to also say, irrespective of that, we know that we have these things. Many of us have our laptops. Some of us have our desktops. In fact, too many of us this time around have our phones, iPhones, smartphones, and all of us, of course, love friends, even including women that we chat many of the times. But just that I think we give too much attention to those things than some things that are more necessary and that matters most. There was a video I did. I was talking about 669 Obi. People run away from that video. It has no much viewers, either deliberately from the media, because we are living in an era where everything is possible, especially if you are a target. But obviously, like an African methodological style of thinking, I think we deliberately shy away from that video because we don't want to hear anything 666. It's obviously one of the last things anyone wants to hear in Africa. It's Christian in Africa. I want to hear 666. It's like you want to threaten him or her. But let me tell you something. No matter how you look at it, you cannot change the word of God. The more you are trying to run away from some certain informations, finding out exactly what is playing, what is what, and who is who, and that, the more catastrophical your doom might be when that hits you as a result of not having any knowledge about that. So many times, some of the things we are trying to run away from is exactly those things that we are supposed to find out. What is happening right inside them. And this is how to learn. And besides, I've heard so many motivational speakers say, if you want to a kind of do something positive about your fears, confront those things that you fear most. If you know that anything 666, not to talk of adding 9, and after the 9, Obi, will threaten you, I think it's as good also as you try to use either your phone, your cell phone is in your hand, Google, find out what is 669 Obi. What is 6669 Obi? What is the implications? Angel number 6669 Obi. That was discovered in 1994. Why? How? What is happening? I mean, these are some of the best way to be careful. You are not careful, you can't be careful and ignorant. If you are not informed, you are deformed. And ignorance is no defense. There is no place to take somebody to court and you are supposed to charge for murder. And you said, I don't know that murder is an offense, it's this and that. That you are not aware, it's none of the business of the law. Law doesn't respect your ignorance. In fact, you look more like a fool when you are very ignorant because you are expected to know. So Nigerians have this attitude of running away from researching kind of works. But you can use this phone and laptops and so many of these digital devices for so many financial manipulations that are too many times quite unnecessary. Because those things are not taking us anywhere. It is just for here. For instance, I keep telling us that Peter Obi is the Prince of Persia. I've said something about 669 Obi. And what of, for instance, if Peter Obi went to Asurok And some of these things begin to kind of apply, and you begin to shout, oh, I hear this, and I saw somebody sometime on social media talking about this kind of thing, saying something like this. I merely paid attention or asked more questions about that. You are a fool. You are running away from what you can never run away from. Because if it is in the scripture, you cannot run away from it. The Bible said, calculate the number of the beast, for his number is the number of man, and its number is 666. And 6 plus 6 is 12, plus 6 is 18. Then 1 plus 8 is 9. That is where the 669 come from. But something brought about the Obi. And something brought about the discovery in 1994. And some of these things that we need in our generation is what I call the keyword. There are some things you just need a keyword. You go and make research on your own, either through your phone or anywhere, or Wikipedia or anything. You find out, your brain open, you begin to see where. But we prefer to run away from it. And that is exactly where our doom are. And I want to tell you another one right here. The another thing I want to tell you is, I will keep telling you gradually. It's not like I can't explain these things on a very kind of open and make them known to you once. But sometimes there is something my people say. When you remove a lice from a dog, you show it to his face so that he could see it and know that you didn't just pinch him. These are some of the reasons why somebody can give you assignment to find out certain things on your own, so that it doesn't look as if somebody just stand and begin to talk some things that you too cannot also have a way of finding out whether it's actually true or not. Rather, it's better that you find out some things and maybe they are not clear to you, then the explanations is just like what you needed more. But at the same time, you have already seen things like that somewhere. For instance, I want some of us to go back and begin to make findings on Obi, one Kene Obi. These things are all over the system. It's all over the chart. Many of us till now are still waiting for me to begin to interpret how to check your what do they call it, life path number, and destiny number by birth, and destiny number by name number, and all of that. These things, many times, it's not like it is one kind thing to explain. It's not a big deal. But one thing is, we should know and learn how to catch up with keywords. Somebody is talking something and he mentions something. It's already a keyword. You can go on your own and begin to make findings concerning that thing. Like destiny number, okay, let me say life path number is calculated by your birthday being broken down into one digit. Then before they add up. And when you add them up, if it's not a master number, then you need to add up again to make sure it becomes one singular digit. And that one singular digit is your life path number. For instance, this is what I mean. I am 2nd May 1984. 2nd May 1984. Let me decide to put the second in the front. Then 2. Then 5. then 1, 9, then 8 and 4. Then this 8 and 4, let me start from 2. If that 2 were 12, I have to add that 1 plus 2. It will become 3 to make it a separate singular digit. But it's already 2. It's a singular digit, so it's not adding up to anything. So 2 is there. Then 5, May, it's not 10th, it's not 11th, it's not 12th month. It's a singular digit already on its own, so it's not going to be divided. I mean, it's not going to be added up to kind of make them a singular digit. There's nothing like that. So 5 is there, 2 is there, 5 is there. Then the 1984, what is there is 1 plus 9 is 10. Then 10 plus 8 is 18. Then 18 plus 4 is 22. And that is, we call it a lucky number. The number of calculating exactly the number, the digit number of the year, particular year you were born, are called lucky number or Sussex number. The two means the same, lucky number or Sussex number. It is the calculation of the particular year you are being born, and one of the most luckiest number to the Antichrist is 9 digit, number 9 digit, especially if it comes from the bicep and whose life path is 6 on its own. So now, success number, I have there success number, master number 22, the master builder. Then, because that is not what we are looking for, we are looking for the life path, that means 4. Because that, you already had it as success number, but at the same time, because you are still looking down to get the life path number, then that means 4. Then that in sum total means 2 plus 5, 7, and 7 plus 4 is 11. That means my life path number is master number 11, because the 3 master numbers known except 26, there are also a master number but with a very much stronger energy, and because the Antichrist are always afraid of that number, so they shift it aside. They don't want to call it, they don't want to liken it an obvious master number. It's very few people that know that 26 is a master number. But 26 is always 8. But when it becomes a master number to you is in some severe occasion. It doesn't just become a master number to pure people. But that is by the way. So, but master numbers here are 11, 22, and 33. So this one is 11. But when we want to calculate destiny number by birth of by birth, we call it by birth, you calculate the number straight without breaking it down to singular digit. You calculate it straight, as in 2nd May 1984, you do 2 plus 5 plus 1 plus 9 plus 8 plus 4. It will still give you 11. That means life path number 11 and destiny path number 11 by birth. That is, by the way, I'm just like trying to tell you that it's not like some of these things we cannot explain it or we are finding it difficult to explain. There is nothing there. But we just say it and go because we expected you to go back and begin to make research on your own concerning certain things that somebody said or are claiming. So that is by the way, I'm trying to tell you that Obi, try to find out what is Obi. When you are making research on Obi, it is going to link you down or up, whatever, to what we call the Star War. And this Star War is no other Star War than the Star War movie you have been watching for certain decades now. For certain decades now. And the implications of this Star War is that the Star War itself as a movie is playing in Nigeria. And one of the four major artists there in the Star War is a man called Peter Obi, the JD Master, recognized as the good man. Another man is the person we call Chief Ahmadike Mazin Nnamdi Kanu as the antagonist. Another person is the pro-antagonist, Lisa, the one that is carrying the audience sympathy with the name Jajinia Amarachi. The next person is the Skywalker, who was also called Moses in some movie. The central antagonist, and as well the man whom it is believed to bring a balance to the whole thing, because the balance is when these men were raising up their hand, one Nigeria, one Nigeria, Ojukwu was scrambling, one Nigeria. That one Nigeria, what they were saying invariably is remaining another 1-6. 2-6 is already gotten. Remaining another 1-6, then you can go if you want to go. You are going is not a big deal, but let us get our 1-6. And the donor of that 6 is a young man called Kalotu Obu, the central antagonist. And the man they believe to bring a balance to the whole thing. Because that's what they are looking for. That's their major challenge. The Biafra or one thing or the other is just like what they think they lay hand on to be able to get what they want. But they don't even have hand on it. Because whether they are getting what they want or they are not getting it, they are not sure of getting it. They are completely sureless. But we are sure of getting what we want on our own. That is by the way, but we are not being controversially stubborn or hesitating that they must not get it. No, it's not a swear, because it's not a big deal. We are only asked to play the role with every amount of carefulness so that we are not compressed spiritually to the point that we won't be able to have, even if it is a percent that will help us to also be raptured. so that it doesn't look as if we open other people's eyes, make them to see, and some people grab their stay and their feet, and you are being compressed. But it doesn't mean that we are afraid of giving them what they want. The only disadvantage and detrimental effect of that which they want is the masses. The heat at which immorality will accelerate, or in fact not normal acceleration, it's a momentum, because velocity and momentum are not the same thing. A car can be moving without with an empty luggage, without content. But momentum of a body is the product of its mass and velocity. So you know what that means. So when you keep searching on Obi-Wan Obi, you are going to discover so many things. The good man, but invariably, in detail, they still tell you, the writer still explain that invariably that this man actually is the bad man, but claiming to be good.